AskReddit by old Echo 1414. What absolute truth have cats made you realize? They love and miss you like dogs do. They just show it differently. I'm in my first trimester, so I sleep a lot more often than before. They crowd my door and get excited when I come out. Then I sit on the couch, and they surround me and cuddle me while purring. They were just waiting for me to be with them. It's very wholesome. My cat doesn't meow pretty much at all, but when dad and mom are not home she tends to meow like she's looking for them. See, she also really notices when my dad arrives. Anyone who says cats don't care about you has never had a good relationship with a cat. I have 2 cats. Magpie doesn't give a shit about anyone unless you are actively pouring his food. The other cat, Rasputin, would crawl inside of my skin if it meant he could be closer to me. He demands my attention to the point where he will gently let my head so I acknowledge him. He has a special place behind me on the couch and a special pillow for my lap if he wants extra cuddles. I have a special call that both cats will acknowledge and leave wherever they are to see what I want. I don't always feel special, but Rasputin definitely makes me feel lucky. Fur, like a gas, expands to fill the space of its container. And then it sticks to everything. Source: growing up with 5 cats while I was allergic, worth it. I developed a cat allergy after I adopted my cat. 35 years of being around cats with no issues, then an allergy out of nowhere. Turns out you can buy antihistamines in bulk at a very reasonable price, which is why I have a year's supply stashed in a drawer. You take care of the cat will take care of you. This so much. I had surgery on Monday. My boy didn't leave my side for 5 days. He slept on the couch with me, walked me to the bathroom and kitchen, fought my fiancé if he tried to move him so I could adjust my blankets. He was here for me in any way he could be. If you've ever had a skittish cat, whether it was stray, a rescue, or just a naturally shy cat, loving them unconditionally and helping them come out of their shells is so rewarding. My mum and I were fighting a lot when I was 16 and got my second kitten, and mum kicked me out and didn't take very good care of the cat. For a couple of years after the cat lived with me again, she wouldn't let me near her and only showed up for meals. Now she spends most of her time on my bed. She'll run up to me screaming for pets, and she's never once bit or scratched me when I've had to pick her up to give her medicine or flea treatment. She's gone from near feral, patches of fur missing, skinny and scared, to fat, loved, fully domesticated house cat that purrs like a Ferrari, and it's the best feeling in the world knowing I've given her that life. One of my cats is a semi-feral who is terrified of people. Watching him learn to be a house cat is so rewarding. He's got such a sweet personality. Recently I've been able to give him treats by hand. Every note and again he comes up and begs for them. This is the same cat I brought home a year ago who was so scared of me he refused to eat. So proud of him. You can tell a lot about a person by how they treat cats because cats have boundaries in a way most dogs do not. My grandcat, Bubbles, will let people know when to stop petting him. Usually with a little warning bite. If they keep bothering him after that, they'll be leaving with slightly less skin and blood than they had before. Had to put my bestest boy down a few weeks ago. The amount of hysterical crying I did over the week he was sick and after I had to let him go made me realize that I'm not as dead inside as I had thought I was. Same. I had to let my girl go this morning. I miss her so much and the lead up to today has been so rough. I'm very sorry for your loss. Over 3,000 years ago, cats were worshipped by Egyptians as gods. Cats have not forgotten this. Never understood why the Egyptians worshipped them as gods. Got a kitty myself, and I get it now. Cats have taught me that we share a lot of the same qualities. Speaking for myself, not humankind. My cat is the reason I rush home from work. She and I can sit alone in a room together for hours without talking to each other. She alerts me when strangers are coming upstairs. Why do you have strangers coming upstairs in your house? They are quite literally tiny wild animals. Their genetic makeup is exactly the same as the small wild cats of Africa and Asia. The fact that they choose to love me back is amazingly sweet. Ooh, look at that lion. Make it small and put it in my house. My cats revealed to me how quickly I would be killed in my sleep in the wild. I can't recall how often I get woken up by a cat meowing in my face and realize they could be gutting me before I knew what was happening. Lol, my cat sits and stares at me while I sleep and then reaches out to pat my face for a wake up. It's quite effective because his claws are just the tiniest bit out, so it's like being patted by cloth with a pin in it. He also could have murdered me any one of those times and I would have no chance at defense. Guess I'm glad he only wants me to fetch his food, not be food. It doesn't matter who likes you or doesn't like you. If your cat likes you, that's worth everything. After dealing with work drama and dumb all day, the best feeling is to come home to my cat and know that she is going to demand I lay down on the floor with her to give her pets and head bumps. It's actually pretty distressing to have to go focus on her loudly yelled demands instead of work BS. My buddies always trot down the stairs and stretch out on my feet while I'm trying to take off my work boots. Owners of dogs will have noticed that if you provide them with food and water and shelter and affection, they will think you are God. Whereas owners of cats are compelled to realize that if you provide them with food and water and affection, they draw the conclusion that they are God. Christopher Hitchens. Wow. This is a really cool quote, haha. They are very independent characters, but once they bonded with a human, the human becomes part of their family. And don't mess with their family. They are very protective. Just as dogs are very protective of their humans. Both will fight any enemy of their humans in protecting them, even to their deaths. My clingest cat will hiss at my mother. Otherwise she is a babiddle. My therapist supports my cat's support for me. The world is not flat. If it were, they'd have knocked everything off the edge. I think my cat is defective because she has never knocked anything off any ledges. How common is that really? That fish breath is stinky. If their breath is consistently fishy even if you didn't feed them fish, get them checked for dental infections. You can call a dog and he will stop whatever he is doing to jump in your lap and love on you because he loves you and wants to please you. A cat will not. If a cat jumps in your lap and gives you love, it's because that's where he wants to be. And it is one of the greatest feelings in the world. My cats like to get on my lap or want attention when I am on a Skype call. I've come to the conclusion they hear me talking to, in their view, no one and must think I am meowing in a panic for attention, so they spoil me. All animals have their own language that you need to learn. I've had cats since I was a kid, so I know their language. I can tell their mood and wants based on their behavior. Someone who hasn't had cats won't understand, which is why they might think cats are aggressive or standoffish. They do. My cat will nod to her dish in a certain way if there is something wrong with it. Fuck around and find out. Also, that you don't have to tolerate unwanted touching, and enforcing that boundary does not make you any less lovable. Cats are a lesson in consent. Cats teach us to serve our feline overlords like the puppets we are. They are to be adored and pampered with our entire beings. Cats are love. Cats are life. This was written by me, a real human who knows her place. Ignore the username. HMM. Seems sus. When you approach someone, don't come on too strong. Give them a chance to check you out and show that you're chill. My sweet departed baby used to curl up with his forehead pressed to my forehead when I had migraines. That people are weird. I don't like cats how you don't like something that probably doesn't wanna be bothered with you to begin with. Probably same reason people don't like non-domestic animals that wouldn't wanna bother with them either. That an afternoon curled up on the sofa with the sun warming your back is a day well spent. Naps are an essential part of life. As a cuddles, even if she gets so lost in the loving feelings that she drools on me, I roll.